So the reason that we're doing things like this now is
Why are we on
we've
on
learned
YouTube?
that we need a producer.
Are we on YouTube?
Yeah.
And
You know, I think,
especially last episode, it really kind of hit home with all the pictures and videos and so on and so forth. So I'm over here at one of our stations in the game room, and I'm running dual monitors and all the chat rooms and all the fun stuff. And everybody else is over here.
You can obviously tell he's not that far. I mean, you can see me in the camera 2 times. Fondle it.
It's like a magic trick. It's like, ta-da!
Have you seen those panoramic pictures they take of people?
Yeah.
Where they stretch them out all the way to the side?
Yeah, those are really weird. Those are really, really weird.
I've seen someone do like a hot dog.
Oh, yeah.
You ever seen that one?
Yeah. Did you see
Where,
the
like-
one with the baseball, where he's at the baseball stadium? And he took a picture, like, it looks like he's in every seat.
No.
Damn.
I got to look that one up.
What's going on, guys? Iron Business 01.
Kara Bash.
Akali.
Mr. Blue, no Jammy.
Mortimer Smith.
Today's episode is brought to you by Cartettos. Or Circle K brand gummies.
Right.
Skittles.
Or the other.
This is like my main choice, too. Out of all the candy you just set down on the table,
Really?
is the sour Skittles. They're my favorite candy.
They like
besides
fuck
Reese's.
up my mouth.
Bro, they do mine too.
Right?
I can't get over it.
It's like I love the way they taste, but they just fucking tear
Brother?
my mouth apart.
He's sharing his techniques with you.
And aren't they all like the same flavor?
Technically, yes.
Yes.
It's just,
It's the color.
it's different.
And the smell.
Have you ever watched how they're made?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. Watching like how chips are made too.
I like watching all of those. Those things are so cool.
Yeah, they are.
Have you seen the Plumbus one?
Oh,
I can't watch food videos because then I get hungry.
that makes sense. Have you been craving anything lately?
Not really.
Just pickles.
That everybody
No.
else eats.
Not really. I
So-
mean, food-wise, probably burgers, but other than that, nothing like sweet or anything.
There's
What about
nothing
you,
wrong
Bash?
with
Did you get anything?
Oh, what?
Did you get any cravings at all with this pregnancy?
All of her spicy food cravings.
Oh, really?
I hated spicy food before she got pregnant. Now I want it all the time. Hot Cheetos, fucking hot Funyuns.
I was about to ask
I
what
was
your
eating
definition
jalapenos
of
on crap.
jalapenos.
Like the only time I like spicy food is when we went to Genghis Grill, and I'd always make mine with Tabasco seasoning and ghost pepper seasoning and jalapenos. That's the only time I like my food spicy.
Right.
But after that, I
onion
don't
and
like
stuff.
spicy food. Like besides like sweet mango habanero sauce,
Oh yeah.
like I love that stuff. But I don't like buffalo wings, and I got buffalo wings last time.
You don't like buffalo wings at all?
I was
No.
gonna say, how do you not like buffalo?
Or is it just the sauce? Or
I
you
know,
don't
I-
like the little wings.
Like if it's boneless, I'll eat buffalo wings all day. But when
So
I'm
you have a
doing
problem
the
with the
bone
bone?
in, I don't like mine to be the buffalo sauce. I don't know what it is, but to me, bone in with buffalo sauce, it makes them too soggy.
Huh.
I get boneless because I don't like getting my hands dirty.
Who's
And
Mr. Beefy?
I can eat like
That's David.
Less talky, more stringy.
I can eat
Oh.
the
So-
Technically, we are
the
stringy.
chicken nuggets.
I'm gonna go ahead and show
That's
this
pork.
right now because I think this is the funniest fucking thing I've ever come across.
A crust? With with a
crust.
T at the end?
Yeah, sure. Here we go. Let me find the original one. Zoom it in just a little bit. Let's see if that shows up. No?
No.
Damn. I wonder if I can get it.
Can you send me? I was like,
Yeah, I thought that was what John was
I actually
doing.
wanted to send you
Yes,
something
send
too.
it to me, messenger.
Okay. And we'll try to post that. I came across this the other day. I thought it was hilarious, but I
Dude,
wanted to wait till the show to share it.
I laughed way
Oh wait,
too hard.
it's the second one. The first one is edited from Instagram for some stupid reason.
Wait, it's edited?
I'm
It
sending
cuts
you
off one of
something
the
so you can
words.
send it to him.
Oh.
The messenger. But I send it to Instagram?
Except it don't let me save anything from Instagram.
No.
No, it won't let you save through the messenger.
You
can't-
have
you
you have
can't
to
send?
click the no.
You
Click
can't
the
send
picture.
to Instagram. Or you can't send
Oh,
to.
it's a video.
Yeah, it won't let me save a video from Instagram.
But what if you send it? To him?
Okay, I can copy the link though.
Uh,
I should be able to send that to him that way. Don't worry, guys. We are professional. I swear. We have this stuff ready to go before the video every time.
Do we?
No,
do we
never.
really?
I'm sure we'll streamline this at some
I
point.
will say, if you guys have a PC, get Pokemon Showdown if you like Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It is a free PvP Pokemon game, and it has every Mon, every ability, everything, and you can choose, and you just hit random battle. It puts you up against someone random with random teams.
Nice. When did this come out?
It's been out since last year,
I
but
thought it was way
no,
before that.
it was last year it dropped. But it's fun. I'm thoroughly enjoying playing it. I just downloaded it today because I was challenging one of the YouTubers I watched, but he never got to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who?
and we're actually talking about like streaming it and
Doing a show for it, yeah.
letting people jump in and shit.
That'll
That'd be
probably
interesting.
have to be after the waxing video.
why is that going on again? I missed that.
Because
totally.
it's letting us go through pain for her since we can't do the chicken suit and paintball like we're supposed to.
For why?
Usually buy a paintball gun, really. And a chicken suit.
Just for fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, originally it was supposed to be for a donation, but I think at this point we just kind of wanted to do it.
And she's been keeping notes on us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She has a journal.
She knows how she's
somewhere.
doling out the pain.
I think we should do it to Ray.
Well,
I think I would enjoy that too much.
Well, let me phrase that. How
No,
many
no, no.
pickles come in a jar?
What's that?
I think there's like 30 slices.
How many did you eat?
One.
Okay, she gets 29 wax strips across her body.
I think we should do it to Mike.
That
How do you
would
know
be
how many
fun.
pickles are in that jar?
I count.
You counted them?
Every time I buy pickles, I count, even
Oh,
if it's the
wow.
whole.
You eat the whole thing?
If,
Usually she can.
Yeah.
if they're not already 8, then yes. You know.
Are they just regular pickles? What kind of pickles?
Yeah, they're just the kosher
They're not like
slices.
the butter pickles? Those
No.
suck. I can't eat butter pickles.
No.
I used to like
I can't
butter
eat
pickles.
the butter pickles either. I'm the weird one that likes the sweet pickle.
I don't
And
like
what
pickles.
started this craving?
Nope.
I've,
Hate
al-
sweet
I've
pickles.
just.
And
like
it has to be
pickles.
the
Were
sliced
you-
one.
No.
Were you here
No.
when we were arguing with her about the fact that she likes to put Kool-Aid powder on her pickles?
No. What?
It's the.
Okay.
It's fucking disgusting.
No,
And then
it's
she likes to
actually
dip
pretty good.
Oreos in tea.
Yeah, that was weird.
Ow.
I like how the pickles thing wasn't weird, but the tea one.
No, but I've had a snow cone like that.
Oh, yeah.
There's the pickle juice, slices of pickles on it, Kool-Aid powder on top.
Nope.
It was
I'm good.
delicious.
I'm good.
But I've eaten a lot of weird shit
So,
since I've been pregnant.
this is actually the image that Bash was talking about.
No, no, it
I don't know what this is.
I promise you, but pie is pie. Dude, I'm telling you, when you said that to me, I laughed way too hard. Like,
I thought it was funny.
yeah, yeah, for real.
And you know what? It's something I actually think Goku would fall for, too.
Yeah,
I really do.
Probably.
How do you think he was going to react when it starts happening, though?
that's what would make it funny.
Because all you're going to see is someone's going to put something in his booty and he goes, oh, is this where the pie's going to come from?
Right? Muffin button.
So you guys think he would take it pretty well?
That or someone would try to do it and then he goes Super
I
Saiyan
feel
and
like-
vaporizes everything around him.
The only person he'd be okay with is Krillin.
Yeah, probably. Maybe Piccolo. I mean, Piccolo doesn't have a
No.
dong, but
Or Yamcha.
No, I think.
I think Krillin, though. He's close enough with Krillin.
You think so?
Yeah.
I like how this
Huh.
has turned into like a fool.
Yeah, I'm like, so how close would you say you and John are?
Not that close.
Not that damn close.
Not even remotely.
I guess to get it started on the news topics and stuff, today I found out Alaska has discovered dinosaurs.
Like, they found a living hybrid raptor.
Fossils in Alaska.
Nope.
And
Can we fact
You
check
know,
that?
so the way that they're describing this omnivore is it's a crossbreed from a velociraptor and then the herbivore. You know the dinosaur Ducky was on Land Before Time? The
Yes.
little big mouth dinosaur? They're saying that that's what the dinosaur was. It was a crossbreed from
The one from the land before time?
You're
I
talking
don't-
about like the pterodactyl one, right?
no,
No.
no, he's the one
Brontosaurus.
that goes yep, yep, yep.
Which one?
Ducky's the big mouth.
The little
dinosaur.
tiny one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The long neck, no?
The one that hangs out that lives with Spike.
No, the long neck is Littlefoot.
Oh, that's true.
And then Sarah's the Triceratops.
Oh, okay.
Spike's the Ankylosaurus, right?
This one.
I
Oh, okay.
yeah, I don't know what dinosaur she is.
I don't remember what she's called either.
But yeah, they're
Pterosaur or something like that.
And he was alive?
no,
No,
it was
they
just
found
the
fossil.
fossils.
Oh.
But
That's
it
what I thought
still,
you said.
it
Yeah,
still
I
had
lied, too.
most of its muscle attached to it.
But if it's been like frozen and
Yeah.
theorized, it would have.
So what they did is now they're pulling. Really, that's the news you start with, not the fact the Supreme Court just ruled that nearly half of Oklahoma is an Indian reservation. No, because we're staying away from trying to stay out of the politics.
We
part
don't
of
talk
this.
about politics on the show
We do our best to avoid it as much
most
as
of the
we can.
time.
As it does belong to.
So apparently
And
something
just
happened to the
in case
actress
for,
that played
Huh?
her.
those of
Something
you
happened.
that don't
Yeah.
know who Dusty
She
Her dad killed her
yeah.
Oh my god.
when she was like 6.
What are we talking about?
This is Ducky.
She looks like she's
actress?
shitting on his face.
is. She's gonna be one of the co-hosts on the show.
Now she's gonna sit in the corner.
Yep.
Skitty bash his head warm.
But that's Ducky. So basically, it was about the size of her, and it still had the muscle tissue in it. So now scientists are extracting the DNA and seeing if they could replicate it.
Yeah.
They should open up some kind of park after that.
Yeah, totally.
There's
dumb.
plenty of movies on why that is a terrible idea, and a good handful of books too.
I mean,
I think I'd still go
I-
2, 3, 4 times.
I'm
I won't go until after like a year and a half of it being open. Let everyone else get eaten first. Then once they've figured out
Dude,
everything,
I think hearing a bunch of people have been eaten there, I wouldn't want to go after that.
Yeah,
I want to be there for the first time.
I think
you're
I'm thinking
gonna
of
be one of the
Peach
ones
Jam.
that gets eaten.
I'm not gonna get
The
eaten.
first time they open, it's like when they get a new ride. It always has some minor issues here and there.
I like how,
Holy-
hold on. I like how you compare Jurassic Park to a fucking roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
I like that.
You're gonna go.
It's not
Chopper
quite
and
the
Duck.
same as getting stuck in the loop.
Well, yeah. I mean, when I went to Six Flags Over Texas in Arlington, we went the day the Superman opened, and my mom, me, and my brother got stuck at the top for 3.5 hours.
Dude, they had so many problems with that ride.
Yeah, because it took you all the way up, and it's supposed to like just drop you back down. And when it was getting ready to start dropping, the brakes locked, and so they had to get fire and rescue out there. But I refused to get off. I was like, no. Like, I'm staying in my seat with this lock. You guys fix this ride and drop me back down like normal.
yeah,
I'm
because
not getting off this ride.
the only way to get off the Superman from the top is you have to unlatch this thing,
Stand
then
up,
stand
turn
up,
around, and climb down
climb
the ladder.
over the.
Yeah.
You have to climb over the seat onto the ladder.
The one in Dallas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm terrified of heights. Absolutely.
Yeah. Why would you
hate
go on
heights.
that ride?
Why are all my friends
What, right?
terrified of heights? Like, I don't get it.
I'm
Let me
not.
rephrase my terror. Me being scared. I'm not scared to sit somewhere up high. It's the fear of falling that gets me.
See,
That's
no.
part of the.
And me and Mike had this talk. It's not even the fear of falling, it's the fear of the sudden stop.
See, I've seen somebody fall from probably about 20 feet up, like a little bit more, like than 20 feet up, and that, like, every time I'm up somewhere high, I remember that, and that kind of fucks with me.
How were they?
Not
He
all
was all
your
fucked
friends.
up. Like, he didn't like break anything, but you could tell he had knocked himself out. Like when he was coming to, he was just sitting up, like he didn't know what had happened.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I was the only person with him, so it sucked.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like, so the Superman did the breakdown thing, and we're up there at the top, and they're like, all right, well, we're going to get everyone off the ride, so you don't have to sit up here and wait for them to fix it. I said, I'm not moving.
Like, no.
It's
So
like
how long were you up there?
3.5 hours.
Did everybody else get off of the thing, but you were up there by
My
yourself?
mom and my brother stayed up there because the only way to open their seat was to open mine,
Oh wow.
and I refused to let go of my seat.
And were they willing to get off, and they stayed
Yeah.
only because of you?
Yeah, they were mad. They're like, we would have gotten down and gotten off, but when they would press the seat button, it would go to lift my seat up, and I grab it and pull it back down, which would pull theirs back down. And they tried pushing up on it to keep me from doing it. Mm-mm.
I just
There
picture Bash with,
How
like,
old were you?
with his legs dangling,
like
kicking him back
17.
and forth.
Right?
I think I was like
Eating a
15 or
churro.
16. No, I was just sitting there. I didn't even have my glasses on because I wasn't allowed to take them up there with me. So I was just sitting there. Yeah, I think I was 14 or 15 when Superman came out.
What happened when you got down?
Huh?
What happened when you got down? What did they say from Six Flags?
Well, they were just. I told them I was like, look. My mom was like, I'm sorry, and they're like, no, it's no big deal. I'm like, we just didn't want you guys to have to sit up there. Like, it wasn't a problem with the, like, motorized functions of the actual ride. It was the control panel had shorted out, so they had to get in and put a new board in, and it had shorted out, and so the guy pulled the lever to lock the brakes in.
Oh, okay.
See, that's why I don't fuck with roller coasters.
So what would have happened if you didn't do that?
What? If he didn't, it would just fell.
And then
Because the hydraulic system.
nothing would have stopped it, right?
No, the hydraulic system
Lord.
is based on the commands from the board that he presses the buttons on. So he had to pull the e-brake basically for it. But once they put the e-brake on, it puts two poles out that go through slots on the ride, so the ride's not going anywhere anymore.
Well, it's good to know that they have like well-trained 17-year-old, 16-year-old kids running these
Right.
machines, right?
Right.
That you get on.
No, I think
Gives you that. It gives you that.
I'm pretty sure
confidence.
the guy that was, I think he was in closer to 35, 40 years
Yeah,
old.
if it was
in
a
that.
brand new ride, I think we would put.
They put like one of the veteran controllers on there, but the fire guy was like, yeah, I'll help. Like, we have harnesses, and what we do is we attach the harness to you, and then we attach it to ourselves, and then we do all the clipping as we're climbing down. And it's like, so all you gotta do is just climb down like normal. I was like, nope.
Bash is like, you don't understand. If I go down, I'm taking you with me.
If I come up that ladder, you're going with me.
Did they give you one of those little blankets when you got down to the bottom?
They asked me if I want anything to drink, and I just asked them for a water.
I would have asked for one of those refillable.
We already had one.
Right.
But
the limited time all day
You're like,
refill
"Can you
drink.
get something to bring my Dr. Pepper to me? Because I'm really thirsty.
but the second
I feel
time,
like I need 64 ounces of it.
the
Right.
second time I went back to Six Flags was 2 years later when I was 16. It was for my now brother-in-law's 16th birthday, and I will never ride the Batman after that because they didn't clip a tree branch and it caught him in the leg when we were going through it, and he has a scar. It's probably about that big on the side of his leg.
I'm sure like a year's worth of Six Flags after that. Too.
He got lifetime passes and like $550,000 from it.
Yeah. I'm
Well,
pretty-
his parents got the money, but but no, I watched that happen. It's like, because originally I was gonna sit there, and he was like, "No, I want the outside. You take the middle." I was like, "Okay, cool." I sat in the middle.
How tall was he?
6'1".
Like, so would it have hit you?
It would have hit me because it hit him right up on the hip, like right below the hip, right on the basically the ass cheek.
And those ones, the Batman one is like suspended, like
Yeah, where
Yeah,
your
like
legs
they
just
hang
free
down.
hang. And they had trimmed all the trees, but they left one small branch out. And it was sticking out too far, and we were the first ones on the ride for that morning. And it hit him, it got stuck in his leg, it was terrible.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Damn.
I was there for the Tony Hawk ride.
Dude,
the
Tony
one-
Hawk was fun.
No, it wasn't.
It was fun.
Not for the wait I had, because I got there when it like got barely opened, and there was a super long line for it, and all it was is like the teacup as you're on a roller coaster, and that's it. And it's not even that big of a roller coaster.
Yeah.
The only cool thing is that they recorded you while you were spinning.
I think when I went there after it opened, like a year after it was there, and the first time I got on it, like I got separated from my group of friends. Like, my group that I was with, the first 4 got to go, and then it was just me, and then I had to go with this random family behind me. And I got on, and I sat in the corner, and the family sat on the other side. And the whole time as we were going down and spinning around, the husband of the wife, he was sitting here and he was hyperventilating. He was panicking. He was like freaking out, and I was like, all I did was I laughed the whole entire time. Me and his wife, like, we just laughed, and I was like, when I got off, I was like, I'm so sorry. But that was the funniest shit I've ever seen, because he was like 40-something years old. And I
Probably
was
just
like,
doesn't like roller coasters.
oh no, he was excited. Like, he was like so hyped to get on it before we got on the ride. He goes, I'm so excited. I can't believe, I'm getting on Tony Hawk's, roller coaster and all this. And then he got on and he freaked the fuck out.
You want some gummy bear?
No. And I was just like, you talked it up so well, and yet you're freaking out like a little white girl.
I mean, the first time I rode the Titan, I threw up all over my ex-wife.
The Titan was cool.
I love the Titan.
The Texas Giant was
Did it really
scary.
like only hit her though, or?
Yeah, like it was only on her. Because
I'd been pissed if I was 3 rows back from you.
no, because it didn't happen like while we were actually riding. It was when we came to the stop, I slid forward and racked myself on the bar, and I was already motion sick from the roller coaster, and when it hit me, it makes you feel like you gotta puke. Yeah, no, that didn't make me feel like it. It just made the rest
What
of
did you
it
have?
Coke and Panda Express.
Whoa.
Coca-Cola and Panda Express. And I threw it all over her lap and chest. Because she was sitting right here next to me.
Did you guys leave after that, or did you?
No.
No.
No. She
just rode one of the water rides, and then
Right.
pretty much, we rode the log ride where
Oh,
it
it's
basically
horrible.
almost dips you underwater. She wasn't even mad. She was just like, because she saw it when we stopped. I slid all the way forward. And she heard me hit. And she just looked at me and she's like, are you okay? I was like, bleh. I was like, no.
Now I'm okay though.
I feel better now. She goes, she's like wiping off, like,
that's disgusting.
thanks.
Jesus.
Wow. I think even if I'd seen what had happened, I'd still be angry. But
He would probably be the one 3 rows back and see it happen, and then he'd be like,
oh, my
Yo,
mouth was
what the
open.
fuck?
My mouth was open.
Right.
have the littlest piece of throw up fall in his
He
mouth.
gets off the ride with that one random noodle stuck to his forehead.
I mean, it was like the time in the expedition we were on our way back from Kerrville to Waco.
Oh.
And I sat in the back seat.
You like a little kid, you throw up everywhere stuff?
When we were on our way back to Waco, when I lived in Waco, I was coming back from Kerrville for visiting my grandparents, and we got really high before we left. Apparently, the stuff we were smoking was laced.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, and I already get motion sickness in the back seat of a vehicle, and they wouldn't let me drive, so I sat in the back seat. And I even said, I don't feel good, pull over. And then I puked all over the floorboard of my truck.
It's funny because in a lot of your stories, like, you set yourself up for failure.
Well, no, the reason why
It's true,
he
though.
sat in the back seat was because before we went down there, we stopped by O'Reilly's, got this adapter to plug in because he brought his TV, my ex brought his Xbox, he brought his Xbox, and so they plugged this adapter into the car charger, and from there it had six outlets. And he plugged in the TV, their 2 phone chargers, and the 2 Xboxes, and they fucking played.
So
the
he set
whole-
himself up for failure.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
And
But all the way down there, I didn't even get sick once. I didn't even feel sick. But on the way back, we were playing, and then all of a sudden, I just felt really, really sick.
And you had it both ways?
No, just on the way back.
Oh,
On
no,
the-
I'm saying you had the adapter
Yeah.
on both ways. You
Yeah.
were playing on the way over there,
Yeah.
and then you were playing.
Did you
over
have
there.
Panda Express before that too?
I didn't have Panda Express through either one. No, it was It was the laced shit we got that made me do
And
it.
you don't know what it was laced with? Maybe
No.
some like salvia.
His ex got sick like a day after we got back, and she went to the doctor, and I think they said it was laced with coke or something,
I think it was coke.
and
It was
he
cocaine.
and
So
like
you set
he
yourself
got
up for failure.
and he got so pissed too.
I called the person we bought it from and shoot them out. And he was like, I didn't know it was laced. I'll yell at my guy about it. Yeah.
Let me speak to your manager.
Right?
Not how that works. Not how that works.
But
White people, they're the only people to call their drug
Drug
dealer.
dealer, right?
Fucking
It's like
chew
a
their
bunch-
shit.
yeah.
well, no, the guy that I bought it from is Solo.
Oh.
It's one
Thanks
of our
for
friends.
calling him out on the street. That's nice.
That's not his name. His real name.
No, it's not his real name, IRL?
No,
No.
Solo's not his real name. That's just his gamer name.
Yeah.
But
Fucking Karens.
Yeah.
but yeah, and my ex had this brilliant fucking idea to finally pull over after I'd started throwing up. She pulled over less than 10 feet away from a driveway into mud. And the truck sank the second she pulled in. So I'm puking, cleaning up my puke, while her ex, and my ex are all standing in the field. And then I'm
Well-
trying to get the truck out of the mud while still throwing up.
No. No. I tried to help. My ex tried to help. He was like, no, y'all go stand over there. I got this. He grabs the chains out of the back of the Expedition, and then a fucking, no, because a Ford 4x4 came through, and he had a four-wheel drive. And so he was
He
like, do
pulled
y'all
us
need help? And so he pulled us out, and we were like, you're bitching because you didn't want us to help you, but then again, you're also
No.
still complaining because
No,
nobody
I even
helped
asked
you.
William and Kate to come help me, and neither one of them said they were getting in the mud.
And then I said I would help you, and you're like, no,
No.
I don't want you to help.
Were.
No, I wasn't.
No, you weren't. I thought you were pregnant at the time.
No.
Cue it up. All my exes. Yes. No.
No.
No. Only one of them now.
Now.
The other
Now.
two. One lives in Illinois and one lives in Georgia.
He needs to rewrite the song.
All but two.
Right?
But. No.
What was the last time you threw up?
No. For him, we need to cue up the song I Got Hosed in Different Area Codes.
That might be more fitting, actually.
I always say zip
Given my
codes.
past.
He does have a point.
Well, now, but they all lived here before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last time I threw up was like a couple months ago. I got like really trashed at my house.
Was that when you lost all your stuff?
No, that was a couple months after that.
Last time I threw up.
It was back in November. No, yeah. Because it was when you went and hung out with Noah and Hayden.
Yeah. I went and hung out with Noah and Hayden, and we smoked a blunt that was like that big. And I smoked.
Was it
more
one of
than-
like the rock cones?
Huh?
Was it like one of the rock cones?
I have
or-
no,
No,
fucking
it
clue.
was-
I know nothing about
It
that
was
shit.
2 gars together, and they rolled it, and it was
And-
like that big.
Yeah, and it's the first time I'd smoked in like 2 years.
And it was also laced.
It was awesome.
No, it was not. But I smoked about half of it by myself.
That's fine.
Yeah, it was the
But
first
you're
time I
setting
smoked.
yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was the first time
Right?
I'd smoked in like 2 years, and I had to be carried. Hayden and Noah had to carry me out of the house and set me in the car. And then Hayden had to drive me home, even though I was the one that drove there. He had to drive my car, take me home, carry me inside.
When-
Explain to my grandparents I had way too much to drink, because that's what he told them.
As you reek from fucking.
No, I didn't reek.
No?
We made sure of
You
it.
smoked half of it, but you didn't reek.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, because
He stood upwind.
his friend had the spray that it mask the weed smell.
The pet deodorizing
You
spray.
always smell like weed. Believe me.
My grandparents didn't smell it.
Oh, like I see
so-
people pull up at my window all day, and I'm like, damn.
I mean, now they know I was high, but I didn't want to get into it with it that night because I was feeling really good and I wanted to go to bed. But yeah, I had to be carried back into my house. Hayden had to take me in the room, lay me down, and he was like, "All right." He was like, "I'm gonna take your car and go home, okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine. I'll pick it up. Just drive it to work tomorrow. I'll walk up there and pick it up."
That's horrible.
What about you?
Never been that high. The last time I did it,
A couple of months ago when you got sick.
yeah, that was probably the last time where I was just really, really sick. Right when we moved in here.
Yeah.
By like last December or
Because
something.
this room was my room at the time. And one night at like 4 o'clock, I just hear you throwing up in the sink, and it's like, oh, you must be sick.
Yeah, I just got that
It's
like
like-
change of weather flu.
It's like,
No, that's not true. Right after they moved in, or right before it, something like that. Because we were sitting here when the desks were back to back, and you drank something or you ate something, and it's like as soon as you ate it, you were like, that wasn't quite right, because like you barely made it through the show. And as soon as we stopped recording, you just threw up on the floor, and you were like, well. Yeah, I guess that was bad. And it's like every couple of feet you were throwing up, and you were like, "Don't worry about it. I'll get the mop." Do you remember that?
Yeah, I can't remember what I was doing. I don't know if
Yeah.
I was smoking a cigarette or.
No, you ate something.
He's had a few drinks since then.
No, you ate something.
Yeah, but I never really throw up from drinking. I'll
Yeah.
pee in a laundry basket, but I won't throw up.
I think the last time I threw up from drinking was when I fought Andrew for some stupid reason. I don't think I've thrown up from drinking
Yeah.
since then.
It's been almost 4 years for me since the last time I threw up.
Yeah. I don't know. One time I did throw up while smoking, and that was because like I was doing like a ripping challenge with some other guy, and I wasn't smoking that much
Yeah.
at the time. I only like smoked like maybe like a handful of times before that, and then I just decided to challenge this guy, and he takes a big ass hit, and then I start hitting the bong, and like some of the bong water shoots up into my mouth.
Oh.
And I'm already like getting super fucked up with the smoke and that taste. And then I'm like, he was the type of guy that didn't clean his bong in like years.
Oh.
So
God
yeah, it was
damn.
disgusting. I started throwing up for that.
Like immediately.
I don't
Yeah, and I was like
understand-
blind for like a couple minutes.
I don't understand how people do that because like Crawford and two of our other friends, when they use the bong, like they do a gravity bong, and one of them will sit there and start drinking the water when they're
That's
done.
disgusting.
I don't understand it.
Why?
Because he said his tolerance is just too high now. He has to consume it with the liquid because he gets
That's
That
into
can't be
the
right.
system.
I don't
I don't
I don't
think that's
think
how
that
that works.
Yeah,
I
no.
think he's feeling something totally different when he.
Yeah,
See some research behind that, because I don't think that's.
I don't think that's safe, but
That's the
they do
septic-
it.
That's the septic feeling.
Yeah, but we were smoking one night with them, and we went out and we used the gravity bong, and then when we were done, he just picks up and he starts just drinking it. And I was like,
That's how fucked up he was.
That no.
I know I'm really high right now, but are you supposed to drink that? And everyone else with me was like, mm-mm.
That's disgusting.
And this one guy was just like sipping it back.
Because even if it's like we just set it up, everything was cleaned out, that's still nasty. after
Yeah.
the smoke.
Dude, it's like that's not how that works. I don't know if you. Well, and we didn't even use water. That was the thing. Like we literally took an Arizona green tea container,
Oh,
drained
That's probably why he
drained about
drank it, but-
drained about a third of it, and that's what we used. And then he was drinking the tea out of the container.
That's
That's-
weird.
I was like, what? I was like, this is not. I don't think you're supposed to do this.
No.
Every time we did that with vodka once, well, I had a friend that said he did it with vodka once, said it almost killed them all.
Really?
Oh, I can imagine inhaling vodka fumes
That's
Yeah.
what I figured.
Yeah.
would absolutely annihilate your lungs.
Oh,
or
yeah.
clean everything out of them. One of the two.
Never get you fucked up, I'm sure.
Yeah. Not in a good way though.
Vaporized vodka. That'd be like, what if we took like whiskey and put it in our vape?
No, because at that point it would catch fire.
That's true.
Because you're putting an electric current through alcohol.
It's like,
Not a good idea.
I think we get one good hit off of it before it exploded in our face.
So what do you think about that new PS5 I sent you? The box for Spider-Man.
Oh, I saw
I'm
you
kind of-
tag me on Twitter, but I'm
I'm
not
kind of
familiar
on the
enough
fence
with Twitter
about
how
it.
to see it.
I'm kind of on the fence about it. Let me actually load that up.
Why are you on the fence about it?
Because, like, in some ways, I really like how it looks, but at the same time, I think it looks just really basic.
I don't like the way they wrote his name.
See, when I go to view it, it doesn't show that up part.
What? Like
The-
the picture?
Yeah, when he tagged me in it, like when
Oh,
he
really?
retweeted it with me, I couldn't scroll up to see the picture.
Oh.
I tried.
It's
But-
not showing on the feed. Are you trying to?
No, I'm loading
He's
it in
got
right
it.
now.
What are you guys talking about though?
What games have you
Spider-Man.
guys played this week since Tuesday?
I haven't played any games this week.
Oh, no,
I haven't even got into.
They play GTA. Whoa, that is really large in a charge.
They for the PlayStation. I don't know if Xbox did it, but we got Rise of the Tomb Raider, the 20th edition, anniversary edition.
I actually want to start that. Like, I always wanted to play them.
I haven't started it yet.
Yeah, so that's the new.
Oh, okay,
Well,
this is the
I
Miles
give no
Morales.
fucks if Spider-Man's white. I like Miles Morales.
See, okay, here's my thing though. Like, I like how they did the art, but I don't like that the PS5 banner is just white. Like,
Yeah.
I think it really throws it off.
I also think it just kind of looks cheap and tacky and quick.
Yeah, like
I thought it looked like an Xbox game.
Yeah, it looks like just a quick render. It really does. Like, especially with how they made the ones for like the PS4 look. I think that if that banner like faded from like white to blue, I think that looked really good. But just white with black font and the logo, like I don't like it. I really don't.
And when is this one supposed to be released?
Supposedly at the end of the year,
Yeah.
from what I understand.
So before it comes out, when is like the
The PS5 is supposed to come out in November.
November?
They haven't given us an exact date yet, but
And we don't know if they're gonna bundle it with anything yet.
yeah,
Right?
Probably
well,
with something
No,
like
they've
Well, they're
already,
bound to for
they've
sure,
already
but-
released art for the Spider-Man PS5.
Yeah, we know that
Oh,
there's
really?
yeah, we know that there's
What
gonna
color is
be
that gonna be?
Black and
black
red.
and red. We know that there's gonna be a Miles Morales. We know that there's gonna be a Dragon Ball version. There's gonna be the basic
Is
one.
it only be like orange and blue?
It's
Yeah.
gonna be
or-
orange and blue.
Yeah.
And then the the Dragon Ball version of Xbox is gonna be Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta.
Which I'm actually really digging.
What's that one look like?
I think we.
John's like, damn it.
Yeah, sounds like it.
He's like, I was not prepared for all this. Well, I picked up Destiny again today. Started running through that.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to finish the actual story mode on it now.
Oh, that's cool.
And then the Spider-Man.
And those are the only three that they showed?
Oh, there's
I
the
think
Assassin's
so.
Creed edition
Yeah.
on PS5, the Valhalla. I like that.
Yeah.
That looks good.
That's a really bad version of the image though. See if I can find a better one. Oh yeah, and there's gonna be a Cyberpunk Xbox One. And I actually watched the unboxing for that one, and that one looks
Was it?
fucking awesome.
I'm okay.
Wait, we had Bud Light, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Can you grab me one of those, please?
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
One of those.
Make sure it's not rusted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one I had.
Mr. Red brought them to me, but apparently they've been sitting in the cooler for a couple of days.
Yeah. I took a little swig and I kind of felt a little sick from it, just because like the thought of it. So what about you? You said you haven't played any other games either.
I've been playing Destiny 2. I played it most of the day today. I'm trying to get through the storyline. Huh? I don't like Select that much. I don't know why. He has a bunch of Bud Lights on there.
He has a Craven.
And he doesn't like Bud Light, so. Look, we have like a
His
whole
water.
fridge of it. And he don't like Bud Light. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Bud Light. I prefer the Platinum.
Ugh.
Platinum's like the
Bud Light tastes like
carb,
piss.
carbless version, the less carb version, isn't it?
What?
Is it proper?
No, it's rusted to it.
There you
Yeah.
go. There's your answer.
Is it red?
The cap is.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Blech.
That's how it was for me too when I
Drink that Smirnoff.
I have some Crown Royal.
Yeah, I cleaned it.
Is it regular black or green apple?
Regular.
I'll drink the crap out of Crown Royal too.
And I have some Espolòn too.
I still got Fireball sitting right there.
Oh, yeah.
The time before this one, you brought it in, or Mike brought it to me, and I was like, "Ooh, where'd this come from?" And he goes, "Blue." I was like, "Thanks." Click. Oh, just gone.
Yeah, it was into
He just looked at me. He's like, "You can just drink it straight like that." It's Fireball. It just
Yeah.
tastes like cinnamon.
Alright, so
They had that 10 pack for like $12 or something.
this is the Miles Morales.
I got pretty
Edition
much all the
PS5.
rest off there.
And I really, really like how that looks.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
really clean. I love the Spider-Man logo on the side of it.
So it's gonna light up on the controller like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's it's a full screen. It's a full LCD screen.
Oh shit.
And I really like the color edits on the controller for that as well. Like, I think it's just really, really clean.
I think my favorite thing about the PS5 so far is probably gonna be the controller because of the fact that it's gonna be extendable.
That's the PS5 I want.
What do you mean?
This is the
like if you watch the previews online about the controller, the sides of it, they come like it extends out, and then the middle part,
raises up.
this part, it raises up to a mini screen, and it shows all your people that are online, and it shows everything.
That is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, this is the Dragon Ball Edition PS5.
There's a lot of condensation.
Did you spill it?
No. It's not even beer.
Condensation.
No, yeah, no. Whenever you opened it, it spilled out. So,
I didn't even pay attention to it.
and then
I'm glad I
it's
got
a really, really bad image version. But this is the one for
There's
Assassin's Creed.
one. Ooh.
Yeah,
And
that's
I really.
I want the Dragon Ball one. I mean,
See, I wouldn't mind that. I'm not an Assassin's Creed fan, but I love the color scheme for that one.
I do
And
like the color
controller.
scheme because
Yeah.
teal is my favorite color.
Yeah, I love, especially if the logo on the side of it does in fact light up. Like, I really, really like that.
I can imagine how much the prices for these are.
But you might even get me into the Xbox One X with the image for that one.
Oh, the Series X?
Yeah. Or
Probably
sorry,
like
the
a
Series X.
extra
my
$200,
That's
right?
that one.
I don't think it's
Something
that
like
much.
that.
An extra 200?
Nah.
Maybe like an extra 100?
bad. Now I would
250?
buy an Xbox.
For that.
But it
with
comes
that
with a
image.
game and stuff too.
Yeah.
The Vegeta.
And a different
I would definitely buy
controller.
that.
Yeah, I would buy that.
Vegeta.
Because
Yeah.
that's gonna be
How
the
much
Dragon
more do you
Ball
think that would
edition.
be?
Oh, you're
That
Not-
one.
like-
Like
Actually, I'm
200?
not
Like
sure.
200 range or like 100?
Well, from what I remember, like the special editions, they're more expensive, but not by a whole lot.
Yeah, and then they come with a game with special control.
Yeah.
Oh, David, you act like you're not gonna buy both. You have one of every console.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I've seen your consoles.
But no, like apparently that's been really big in the news as well because they're saying that Xbox has been watching Sony to like beat them out price wise, and Sony is saying so far that like for the digital version, it's gonna be way cheaper than what people expect. So I'm really, really interested to see like how they're gonna try to undercut each other. I mean, Sony, they're gonna sell it for what they want, and they're gonna sell a fuck ton of them,
Oh yeah.
regardless.
Hey, do you think they really need to have a price war? I don't think they do.
They don't.
But they
but,
always do.
But you have to remember, with the release of the PS4 and the Xbox One, a lot of the sales Microsoft lost because their console was so much more expensive than the PS4. So this time they're like, okay, we learned from our mistakes, we're gonna make it more reasonable. So they're gonna try to keep it close to Sony. But that's the thing, it's like Sony owns all of their own hardware, and what they don't own, they probably got it pretty fucking cheap.
Yeah.
So they can afford to sell it at a lower price. And Microsoft, who had to contract everything out, is going to try to stick up with them. I mean, it's already bad enough that they're already in the hole financially because they couldn't edit the software to send out like dev units to like game developers. So what they ended up doing was they bought a bunch of like the big boy Macs. Now think about that for a second. Microsoft bought a bunch of Macs, and they edited the code to put the Xbox software on it, and they sent those to the developers to make games for them.
Huh.
And it's just a giant oxymoron in and of itself.
So they're not even competent with their own software or anything like that, right?
They didn't have a dev unit ready. That's the thing. Is like they're so worried about trying to keep up with demand that they're still building a lot of this stuff. And developers are like, hey, if you want us to make games, like you need to send us a unit to start, building on and testing on and stuff like that.
So PV brings up a good point. Do you think this would be the end of Microsoft after this generation?
If it fails, if they fall flat on their face out the gate, yeah.
Well, not at Microsoft, but the gaming division.
Like
I
Xbox itself dying.
what I predict is going to happen is I think that if Microsoft drops the ball as badly as they did for the Xbox One and the PS4, I think that what they're going to end up doing is either trying to merge consoles with Sony, or they're going to do the same thing that Sega did and just stop making consoles and go directly to just making games and focusing on other aspects.
Well, considering that Microsoft has its biggest gaming unit, which is the computer, they can do most of the games on that.
That's true, because you can play any Xbox game on any Windows computer. That's true, and it supports the controller. But you have to keep in mind also, they just lost a fuck ton of money with the fall of Mixer.
Yeah.
To the point where they were like, you know what, we've already sunk too much into this, so we're just going to merge with Facebook. So they've lost money there. If they lose money in the console war, like if they drop the ball as bad, I think it could very well be the end of the Xbox console. Unless they just keep trying.
And then it would just be a battle of PS4 and Nintendo's, or PlayStation and Nintendo, and there's not really a battle there. People buy both because Nintendo has its exclusives.
Yeah.
PlayStation has its games.
But see, that's just it. And we talked about this a couple of times on a few different episodes in the past. Nintendo has always been family oriented and kid oriented. But with the Switch, like they're bringing more, mature audience games
Right.
to the Switch, which is gonna make them a big contender. Like if they can keep that momentum up, like yeah, they're fucking up here and there, but if they can keep the games coming for an older audience, I think that's gonna make them a contender.
Yeah.
All the games that we grew up with just... I mean,
Yeah.
they haven't even gotten to that point where they're just remaking like the old shit, right?
Well, no, like they're still doing it.
Well, I mean, have you
But-
seen like Star Fox? Like, is there been
Yeah.
a new version of Star Fox?
Yeah.
When was that?
Well, they did it with the Wii. They did it with the Wii U. I think they've done it
Really?
with the Switch. Yeah.
Well, I guess if they had a
But
Nintendo.
but here's the thing is like, yeah, that's cool, but
I don't know if you can open that on your.
On the-
Yeah.
let me see. But it's one of those things where
What's up?
oh yeah, let me actually.
And it's like,
Would you send it to me through?
I sent it through Instagram, but to your messenger.
Okay.
Let me send it directly later. But I don't know if you can open it there.
Screenshot it and send it to me through Messenger.
Like, you're saying like screen record it?
It's a video.
Oh, it's a video.
Yeah.
I sent you the video.
Yeah.
It's that video you sent me, right?
Yeah.
I sent it to him.
Yeah.
Messenger.
Yeah, he sent it to me.
Um,
No, that's something I'd have to like actually pull and then load the actual video.
Let me see if I can screen record it and I'll send it right now.
But it's one
no,
of those
because
things,
it's
like,
a video. In order to add it to this, he's already got to have it rendered and ready to go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But we can throw it up on the Facebook page and
Mhm.
such. But it's one of those things like people go to Nintendo because they want to play like the new Zeldas, they want to play the new Mario's, they want to play the new whatever. But it's gotten to the point where like they've acquired some really good IPs like Bayonetta, but if you don't start bringing more mature games and games that kind of push that envelope, you're initially just getting the exact same crowd buying the same console every year to play the same regurgitated shit. And it's like, you've got to be able to mix that up.
Yeah, eventually they're gonna get tired of it.
Yeah,
You know?
because I mean, Smash and Pokemon and Zelda. That's pretty much
Pretty
the
much,
main
yeah.
titles that hold the console.
Oh yeah, dude, especially Smash. With as big as the competitive scene is for that.
Yeah.
Like here in El Paso, the Smash community is minimum 5 times larger than the fighting game community. Minimum. And we have people that go to like nationwide and worldwide tournaments every year. Here in El Paso.
See, I'd like to eventually get involved with the Madden circuit out here.
So, funny story about that. There was a place called Gamers Dungeon. And it was over there on the east side. They brought a guy in, and I won't say his name on stream, but I did some work with him after all of this happened. And what he did, and I didn't know that it was him at the time, or that he was part of it rather, but he had contacted EA and said, hey, we have a venue large enough to hold these Madden tournaments. So they're like, all right. So they sent out a Madden rep. They sent out the prize money. They did the whole nine. El Paso was an official, stop venue for the entirety of the Madden tournament circuit. Well, this place, and this guy included, scalped $21 grand from EA. And they didn't catch it till the next day. Well, the problem with that was they knew they fucked up. So from the time they had that tournament, because they sealed the doors at noon with all the players. They had the tournament. I think everybody was out by 6 or 7, and then they closed for the day. Well, in that time, they closed. They flat out closed the business. And they tried to get everything out of there. All their equipment, all their gear, all their consoles. And this guy was involved. Well, once they realized that the money was scalped from them, they started sending their representatives from EA. And one of them just caught wind that they were trying to skip town, so he called the cops. And they busted them. They busted them with the money, they busted them with moving trucks, with all their stuff. They were trying to get out. And what really sucks is the business was owned by 2 brothers. Well, they opened Gamers Dungeon under their dad's name, who was a previous Marine colonel. Because he didn't do anything with his money. He was like, you guys want to open a business? Here you go. So everything got traced back to the dad. And as soon as they contacted him, he was like, oh, no. Yeah, it's under my name, but my son's running it. And they were like, well, do you know where we can find them? Yeah, no, absolutely. Here's their phone numbers. Here's their address. Here's their emails. Here's everything. He just...
So my dad.
he just threw them on everything.
Fuck yeah!
So,
You kidding me? If they're coming after me because you screwed up, I'm giving them everything. I'm gonna
Yeah.
drive over to your
At
house.
least just say, I don't know.
No, I'm gonna be the one
Yeah.
that drives to my kid's
He's
house.
It's
Yeah.
all like, all right,
Yeah,
there's
running
construction
your
on
homework 'cause
5th,
she's
so
the
you're gonna
boss.
want to take 7 to come
Well-
back around.
Well, no, because these brothers scalped money from EA Games during a Madden tournament. 21 grand.
That's federal. That's
Oh,
you're
yeah.
going to court.
Yeah, so one of them
It was just life for longer. I don't know. I'm just saying.
one of them was a lawyer. that was non-existent after that. But after all that happened, like these guys are facing like minimum 65 years.
And this happened here?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? My kids pulled that crap. I'd be like, I'd go over to their house. I'd just sit there and talk to them like I'm friends. You know that I don't know anything's going on. After I've called everybody what their address was, but let's go take a walk outside and step outside, throw them on the ground, hold them there until they show up. Here you go.
Really makes you think about the company you keep on.
But yeah, so since then, EA won't even look at El Paso anymore.
Well, no, fuck all that.
Yeah.
That sucks. It ruins it for just everybody that would actually do it
Well, yeah,
legitimately.
because like, and what made it worse was this place. Like after that came to light, it started coming to light because after I think they were open for like 8 months, 9 months maybe, and maybe 3 months in they started signing their own esports team. Cool, not a big deal there. But every time they would host a tournament, they would have one of their signed players into it, and then they would alter the bracket so that every single time their player won. And people started catching it because they would put a big, like a big prize pool into it, and the player would keep half, and the other half would go back to the house. And that's how they were keeping money in the business. And these weren't small tournaments. Like for the EA one, there were like close to 380 people that showed up for it.
Wow.
Like it took hours for them to run sets for it.
And how much is it to enter one of those tournaments?
They were charging $50 a head.
I was about to say the one that I played in, it was 45 to enter.
Yeah.
And first got like a good chunk of it, second got a chunk of it, third got a chunk of
see,
it.
and that's
And how long ago was this?
This was almost 3 years ago.
Oh, not, well, I mean, 3 years is long, but not that long.
Yeah, but yeah, so like as a TO, a tournament organizer, you're supposed to know like, okay, we collected $1,500 just to throw a number out there. So 100%. So automatically 50% of that goes to the house for the venue fees, for the hosting, for whatever. Out of the other 50%, like 30% goes to first, like 25% goes to second, and then like, you know, whatever, depending on how far down you take the brackets. And they weren't doing that. They were doing like 80% goes to the house, and then out of the other 30% or 20%, yeah, then they were doing the sets by that. So it's like if you got first place, you were getting like $30, and it's like that's not even enough to give back your entry fees. So
And they did this one time, right?
no, they were doing people wrong in tournaments for most of the time they were in business.
Oh, that's stupid.
But that's just it. At the time, there wasn't really any other known venue that was that big and willing to host until Glitch opened, and I started working for them and getting them off the ground. And as soon as we put them in the spotlight, dude, like people were coming over to us rather than Gamers Dungeon left and right, because everything over there, it's like if we would host a tournament, the house doesn't take any of it because it's us hosting a tournament. So we would start doing percentages from 100% of the take-in all the way, like, just back to the players. Unless we were doing something with food, and then the house would keep enough just to cover the food and drink. And then everything after that would go back to the players. Like, it was more than fair. It was a much higher percentage than what you'd see anywhere else. And they're still doing that. So, but yeah, because of shit like that, dude, you won't find a lot of tournaments here in El Paso anymore.
That sucks.
And what's even worse is the guy that was a part of this, who wasn't one of the brothers, he started saying like, oh, you know, I didn't know that this was going on, and blah, blah, blah. Well, come to find out, he was the one that gave them the idea for it. And once he came to Glitch, we found out he started doing the same shit at Glitch. And then we found out like there's a lot of other places that had worked with him that suffered the same problems. And a lot of people were like, you know what, if I ever see this guy in the street, like I'm fucking taking his ass down. Well, then we found out that he's the kind of guy, like, he will purposely instigate you, and, like, to the point where it's almost stalking. And he will antagonize you in person because he has somebody in the background recording. And then he'll clip the footage, and whenever he goes to court, then he's like, yeah, look, like, they jumped
It's just you beating him up.
Yeah. And this guy has, like, pages of court records where he's done this to people.
You would think after a specific point they would just be like,
Well, no.
What's happening with that guy right now? Where's he at?
He didn't live anymore. Because after he dealt with Alice, bless him,
Ooh.
bless him, like, after all that happened, just on a curious note, I started seeing if he had, like, any kind of, like court records or anything, and I found all those. So I shared that to all the other businesses that had dealings with him, and every other gaming business here in town. And word got out about who he is and what he does and how he does it. And just El Paso gaming community as a whole just ran him out of El Paso, him and his girlfriend.
And the two brothers? What happened to them?
They're in federal prison. So,
I hear that's no picnic.
yeah, like, it sucks because it gives the gaming community a really bad name. And trying to, like, redeem that for a lot of people is just an uphill climb. And it
Yeah.
sucks. So people don't even fucking try.
they
Well,
did
it was hard to be taken legitimately to begin with, where all these people were starting out, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
They did it for the Madden 2018 tournament. So yeah, 3 years ago. That's stupid. Yeah, because people like me who I get bored of playing online on Madden because I don't come across many people that can beat me.
Yeah.
in it.
You're saying you're good.
Yeah. I mean, the computer can barely beat me when I turn it on the hardest difficulty and turn everything up to the hardest difficulty. Like, I make everything as a disadvantage to myself, and then I also pick the shittiest team in the game.
Which is?
The Cleveland Browns was in 19, so now I think it's the Jets as who I would play as. The Jets or the Giants, I think they're the two lowest ranking teams in the new game.
Sucks, man. I was really looking forward to football this year.
Yeah, a lot of people were. But it's like, what was it, a couple days ago? There was a tweet that got sent out, because I got it in my notifications, saying that 19 players from the NHL tested positive. So the NHL's out.
Yeah.
People in the NBA have started testing positive, so the NBA's out. People in the fucking NFL have started testing positive, so that's out.
And the
The only thing that's
NFL
still going on is baseball.
The NFL stated that they wouldn't
Woo.
they wouldn't even
Big
open.
business.
NFL stated that they would delay opening even if COVID had resolved due to the Black Lives Matter issue. Because too many, like right now, the Washington Redskins are being forced to change their name from Washington Redskins. They want the Cleveland Indians to change their name. They want.
Now, let me say this, and don't misinterpret this, but I'm so fucking tired of this shit.
Yeah.
I am.
Heck, the
Now-
Cleveland Indian thing's been around forever, though.
Yeah. Now I agree. Black lives do matter. In the same instance, all lives matter. In the same instance, nobody's life matters because if we can't embrace life itself, why is any one better than the next? I fully embrace that. But the fact that they're taking it to like going after was it Puppy Patrol?
Paw Patrol.
But
Paw
see,
Patrol.
a lot of this
Like-
has to do
like-
with not actual, black
See,
people are
but
lynching
that's
people.
it's like they're going after stupid shit.
Well,
Like stupid.
Like Angenema.
Huh?
Angenema.
But it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't our intent to go after that, stuff like that. Like it just.
I feel like
Honestly,
it needed to be changed already. Like it wasn't like.
But taking it so far as the Paw Patrol thing, I get that, but yeah, it did need to be said. It was something.
Yeah, no.
Since Rodney King, everybody was like, oh well, there's been no police brutality since Rodney King. It's like, no, it happens like all day, every day. It
Yeah,
just,
no, definitely. Like, bring light to that shit. But to take it as far as, oh, we're going after a child's cartoon because it paints police in a positive light, and it's like, it's a fucking cartoon.
yeah.
Like, if you get offended by a kid's TV show, you need to reevaluate your fucking,
That's
your
not what the
life.
protests were all about, though. Like, at some point, yeah, some stupid ass had that idea, and like, hey, let's take it to Paw Patrol. But other than that, like, it's not what they're out in the streets for, like, to change Paw Patrol.
Yeah, no, and I understand that, and I support that. But just like the rioting, like I support protesting, I do not support rioting. Like to a certain extent, rioting is a necessary evil, and I understand that. But when you are brutally beating people, trying to protect their lives and like their life's work, come on now.
See, but taking a knee didn't work either.
What's up?
Taking a knee didn't work either.
Yeah, and
Like peaceful, non-violent protests. I'm just gonna sit here on my knee.
Support these nuts.
And like I said, protesting is a necessary evil, but there is definitely a line. It's like if you want to riot, by all means, but riot the things that that are going to make a fucking difference.
Setting
No.
fire to Target, burning down a Wendy's.
Even Target was cool. That Wendy's not so much.
No.
No.
Well, it's
I feel like Target was a necessary, not burning it down, but like they were deliberately not selling to people
Yeah,
who were
and,
being
and
made
like
slave.
ransacking it, by all means.
I don't know about burning
But
it down, but
burning it all to the ground, it's like,
You do realize, like, a lot of people
Says
didn't seem to
message,
realize
like-
this, but I had said this, is you just burned down that Target. Cool. You burned down with everything in there. You know they just got paid billions of dollars by their insurance company for that, right? And now they're just going to demolish it and move it to a different area.
Well, Target's expensive, but $1 billion. Right now,
Building cost, because Target owned the building most likely. Everything they lost in the building. The employees being out of work. They have to pay for that, which means the insurance has to pay for that.
and then
that's
they
really
have to
have
pay,
insurance.
and then they have to pay for unemployment.
Yep.
Like it's one of those things, and I'm more than happy to have this talk with anybody.
Ooh,
I'm.
David.
It's like I'm absolutely open to any view that anybody wants to bring, but there are certain things that just didn't need to be done.
It's like I got.
What I was waiting for from the very beginning was somebody to make like a real big mistake. Like the way it goes down in like V for Vendetta, where they show that little girl getting shot in the back and she's running away from the cop.
Yeah.
Like some ridiculous ass shit like that.
See-
If that had popped off, that would have gotten nuts.
See, oh yeah,
Oh,
see, and,
yeah,
and,
no.
and you can ask Bash. Like I was waiting for it because I was like, these guys are trying to use, anything other than live ammunition. But it's like that one cop is going to load that round and he's going to take anybody out. He's going to kill white guy, black guy, white woman, black woman. Like somebody that's there for a peaceful protest. Or even worse, a child.
Well,
It
and that
has nothing to
actually
do with any
that
of this.
actually happened in Washington or in Seattle,
Yeah, but
where he shot the beanbag and he was trying to hit the guy in the front, and the guy ducked and it smacked the 10-year-old in the face.
yeah, okay, see, and yeah, but I'm talking about a live round.
Yeah.
Especially if it would have happened like during live news.
Oh,
Like that's the catalyst
Where they
everybody
push that
was
dude
waiting
down?
for. That would have been the match to the gasoline.
Well, like I
do you
said,
remember like the Occupy Wall Street and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think the way that went down, like they handled it right. Everybody just kind of ignored it, let it go on. There was a couple of incidents where people were getting like pepper sprayed and shit, but that was it.
Yeah.
We basically just ignored the problem, and then everybody that was doing the Occupy stuff was kind of like, well, just call it or what?
Yeah.
Like, there was
Yeah.
nothing else to do. It never turned
man,
violent.
we
and
took
like,
more damage than a knee to the neck in high school football. God damn it.
well, a lot of the problem is not like earlier when he was talking about like the Paw Patrol thing being taken over.
Hmm.
They're now going back and like big movie companies and stuff. They're actually going back and rewatching all the original Disney films
Oh, yeah.
and they're cutting out half to three quarters of the Disney films because
Somebody down
like-
there like I don't
for-
think this guy likes Jewish people.
no, like for example, Beauty and the Beast. They're wanting to call that movie off altogether, the old one and the new
Domestic
remake,
violence.
because they're in people in society's eyes in today's world. It's more of the fact that it's about a woman who's forcefully thrown into a castle and has to marry the fucking beast.
That's all
Yeah.
very true. Though.
And
Yeah, but,
well, I mean,
but that's it. Like the point of the movie is to show that, you know, like anybody can fall in love. You know, people
can
have a happy
change.
ending. Yeah, like that was the point of the movie. But like,
Don't
I-
judge
I-
a book by its cover.
yeah, I do strongly believe that some people are just looking for shit to bitch about.
Well, and it's like what you remember the scene in Avengers where Hulk grabs Loki and just smashes him around.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Puny God, they want to get rid of that scene altogether. Said it was too brutal.
No, just because he's fucking racist against what are they? Ice. What
And
are they
then-
called? What's his race?
It's like on
Yordle,
Facebook.
or not Yordle. Fucking. Oh god damn it! What is it?
while he's thinking,
Robin Hood and Aladdin. Yeah.
another thing is like apparently they've confirmed Vanessa's remains from the last time we talked about her, about how they had to take him in and
What is it?
look them
Fort
over.
Hood?
Yeah, the Fort Hood soldier. And it's been proven that she was killed by a black guy. Like, I guess the sergeant or the higher up person that did kill her, he was black. And now some people are trying to say, well, his life matters because he's not
Of color.
white. And then there's other people that are saying, like, throw him in the fucking jail cell. Like, just because he's not white and because he's black does not mean he gets the benefit of the doubt, to try and get probation and try to...
No, he flat out murdered her. Shoot him. Put
Yeah.
a bullet in his damn head.
But
Don't even
what
take
they
it to
want to
court.
do...
As soon as you say, "Oh yeah, it was him," bullet to the head, call it a day.
But what...
Black, white, Mexican, I don't care your race. Shoot him in
But
the
what
head.
they want to do is, like, they want him to step down because he's in the fucking... Because he's in the army. Because he's in the middle of serving his country.
Is he still getting paid?
Yeah. He's still getting all of his benefits.
Yeah, he's still at work.
Yeah, he's still at work. He's walking a free man right now. Him and...
Yeah, that's right.
And it was
her
just-
sergeant shot himself.
That's... Yeah.
The guy that killed her, they found him. They pulled him over. He shot himself. I'm doing this for a reason because it's a big cover up, and you're all idiots if you don't think so.
I forgot my tinfoil hat.
I don't know what we're talking about.
But going back to the whole like ridiculous witch hunting, like you were saying, the whole Loki thing, like they're going after the Avengers movies and superhero movies in general because superhero movies, good guys take down the bad guys.
This has already been done though. They've already gone back to old Disney stuff and took out stuff that
Well,
wasn't.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you go
yeah,
to the
they're doing
British
it.
Rim
but,
Booze.
but we're talking
But
about like
the people
like,
still threw the
But
fit when they
because
did that.
people in
So
society
sure, like-
today get butthurt
Yeah.
over almost every little fucking thing now.
Yeah, and
But
it's
when
like
did they get all stupid about Huck Finn too? Like at some point, people were protesting against Huckleberry Finn.
Yeah.
So I'm all like, how long ago was that? Like, so then people have been overreacting to this shit for a long time.
yeah, but now it's one of those things where people are going after superhero movies because because the villains are being treated meanly, and it's like
That's the point in
yeah,
the
like, that's-
fucking movies.
well, and this takes me to my Facebook post that got me in trouble with Facebook again for the second time in the last month. There was a video that came out 2 days ago of a guy was driving home and there was a bunch of protesters in the middle of the road and
Was this on the highway?
no, this was going through downtown Seattle. And it was 2 days ago. Something like that. He knew the road was a protester hotspot, but he lived in the apartments on that road. And the only way to get to his apartments was to go through the protesters. So when the light turned green, he started gently nudging up through them and one guy tried to reach into his car, and the guy pulled out his gun, shot him 5 times in the face, got out of his car because more people tried to surround his car, pulled out his AR-15, aimed it, and
So
told
he
everyone.
had his windows down during this rally?
No, he had it up, and they broke his window to get
Oh,
into
okay.
his car.
Once
And
you,
as soon as they broke the window, he fired 5 shots in this dude's face. And then people tried to congregate around the car. He came out with his AR-15, aimed it, and started telling everyone to move or he's going to start opening fire.
because
And he put his gun away, got back in the car, and drove off. And apparently, like, if you read the whole story, he called the cops on his way home, said he was attacked while he was driving home by a protester. He shot him 5 times in the face. He said, I got out of my car because people started surrounding it, pulled out my AR-15, aimed it at the crowd, told them to back the fuck up and move so I can go home. He's not going to jail, he's not facing charges.
once you break into someone's car,
Because someone recorded it.
Yeah,
It's
I
an-
was gonna ask, but
because your car is considered your home property, you can by law open fire. Just like if someone was, like if protesters were just to come up and,
Mike's dabbing in the chat.
just like if
Mike just did a
protesters,
dab emoji.
just like if protesters were like just randomly coming up and walking in your house, you have every right to be like, you know, back the fuck up or else I'm gonna shoot you.
Oh yeah, it's like I feel sorry for anyone that decides to kick down the front door of this house, because one, they have to get through Blue and John first, like, and if that manages to happen, I mean, I'm ready.
I'm trying to like open it.
Soldier's wife, when the murderer girl threatened to expose everything, he
Did y'all have a
murdered
charger
her
over
by
there?
bashing
What's
her
up?
head in.
Do you have a charger over there?
Yeah.
Can you pass it, Dennis?
Maybe. Possibly. No.
Nope, nope, nope.
No.
Oh wait,
I
no.
think I'm moving somewhere.
It's somewhere.
But we'll get off of that subject.
Yeah, that was our 5-second rant of politics.
That was not 5 seconds. But something interesting that did happen, what either yesterday or the day before, was in the UK. So in the UK, their House of Politics has 2 levels to it. It's the House of Nobles and the House of Commons. The House of Commons technically is of higher power, but if it's something really, really serious, it goes to the House of Nobles. So,
If you're being sexually harassed and assaulted in an army base, you shouldn't keep your mouth shut. I'm sorry. But if someone is sitting there and actually sexually assaulting you constantly,
shot him.
Well, who do you go to?
yeah, you can't go to anybody.
yeah.
And the fact that she told her family and everybody around her that it was happening, she got killed for
But
it
there
because
was-
she couldn't keep her
but-
mouth shut.
But there was nothing she could have done. If she would have told anyone on the base about it, she would have gotten shut up too.
Yeah.
Because the military does everything they can to cover it up. Again, like I said on Tuesday, take it back to the Lackland scandal. It took 20 years for it to finally come out. Because the women were being threatened with their lives, their livelihood. Like, no, you're getting sexually assaulted, shoot the bitch. I'd rather be judged than carried.
Anywho,
Sorry, David brought
but
it up.
so loot
That's why I
boxes
wanted to just ignore
went to the House of Nobles, and initially, like in a nutshell, what happened was the House of Nobles said, "Look, loot boxes are sorely like unfair." And they are. Like, if you've ever looked at the statistic percentage of loot boxes, it's like getting just a normal item is like this percent to this percent. Getting like the next tier up is like this to this. And it's like the higher tier, the lower percentage you have, to the point where like the 2 highest tiers have less than 1% of you getting it in a loot box. And you know, it's like, you know, this is initially advertising gambling to kids. And I've seen videos, like recent videos, where streamers will go and they'll buy like 500 loot boxes for whatever game. And they'll
I've seen
open
like the
them.
Rick and Morty ones.
What's up?
The Rick and Morty loot boxes, I think, or is that the same? Is that the same?
I
Thing?
don't-
Like you pay like
No.
real world money for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, loot boxes is in-game content. Like
Yeah.
skins for your gun, emblems.
But
Oh,
you
okay,
you
never
pay
mind.
for it.
Like stuff
some
for Call of Duty and
games,
stuff.
some games it's actual weapons that help you in the game.
I'm
Well,
thinking
no,
of like
no, you
those
can't do that anymore.
boxes that you buy.
Because like 5-10 years ago,
You pay, would you pay for those with real cash, or it's just like in-game money that you make?
both. Like in Overwatch, you get 2 loot boxes every time you level up. You know, in Call of Duty, if you're doing the season pass, like every so often you get a loot box. Like they're just part of the game now. Or you can just skip all of that and just buy a bunch of them with real money. But they're saying, look, you don't have to get rid of loot boxes, but you need to equalize them. Like, however many tiers you have, they all need to be the equal percentage. So it's like, like if there's 4 tiers, you need to have like 25% for each of them, which I definitely support.
What's weird about this is like, when you play Texas Hold'em, like talking about like just odds, like there's 4 aces in a deck, right?
Yeah.
There's 4 twos in a deck.
Mm-hmm.
The odds that you get in pocket twos is like 3 to 1.
Yeah.
The odds that you get in pocket aces is 221 to 1.
Yeah.
Why?
I have no idea.
I'm not a.
It shouldn't make it. Shouldn't
It should make a difference.
right.
You have a 4
Like the
in
math
52
there is
chance.
just way off. But
Yeah, you have a 4 in 52 chance, no matter what card you're looking
so I
for.
feel like even with like the loot boxes and stuff, like maybe if they do put in like the same amount as the not so great boxes, you're still running stupid odds for some reason.
Loot boxes. I'd rather you guys go back to talking about throw up.
But it's one of those things where it wasn't like the last time all this went, because last time it was like, you know, you could get like special
That did
weapons
not
and
work.
special armor and shit like shit that would
Skill
actually make a
and
difference in the
criteria.
game, and they made them take them out to where it's just cosmetic now. But it like last time this all went to court, it was like, look, we'll give you 6 months to make these changes, and the House of Lords was like, look, you have 24 hours. Either make the change or we're gonna ban your game. Because apparently in the UK, gambling is like a massive issue.
Really?
Yeah. So they gave game development companies 24 hours, and some of them didn't comply. So I think the next day they banned like 63 different IPs in the UK. So until they make these changes, they're not allowed to be played in the UK.
That's crazy.
And that's why you get VPN and route your IP through a different fucking country. What's that? You're banning the game?
Yeah.
US?
Yeah, right.
IP through US, and there you go. Now I can play my game again.
Yeah. But
There's gonna be a lot of changes coming to the video game world, to the movie world. I mean,
A lot of changes coming to the world.
to
yeah.
the world.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Oh, you know they're doing something cool here. Like you know we have a soccer team here,
Mhm.
Locomotive. Like apparently you can pay, I think it's like $30 or something, and they'll make a cardboard cutout of you and put it in their stands. Like 'cause-
Really?
yeah, because they're playing, but they're obviously they can't
Yeah.
have it. And then at the end of the season you get in like all the dudes have signed it.
No shit.
Not like anybody's famous here or anything. It's like a minor league
That-
soccer
I mean,
team,
that's
but it's
kinda
still cool.
though. Yeah, that's still kind of cool though, because I'm sure that like some of that's gonna be televised.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I mean, granted, you
I
probably
think it
have,
comes out on like CW or something.
yeah,
Like
I mean,
they show
granted,
the.
you probably have like a very slim chance you're gonna see your cutout on TV, but like the chance that might happen, and then you get it at the end of the season with everybody signed, like that's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool.
I thought
Oh,
it was, we should
today
totally
we
do that.
showed. You guys know what America's Got Talent is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we showed Mike.
Is that like
this-
American Idol?
It's kind of like a game show type thing.
It's more like UK's Got Talent.
He fucking would.
But we showed him the clip from one of the episodes, and it's an 84-year-old bodybuilder woman. And she comes out in a bikini. And she comes out and she starts flexing and everything. She walks over
First
and
you
she
had
grabs
his
Terry,
attention.
she walks over and she grabs Terry Crews and pulls him all the way onto the stage and rips his shirt off. And she's like, we're gonna compare muscles, and she starts flexing and doing everything. He starts flexing and doing
The fuck?
everything. Well, Terry Crews is a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
So, and her muscles are almost identical to his. Like, she's just flexing, and the only thing she couldn't do, and she was trying to do it, is he started doing the bouncing
Yeah. Yeah.
of his biceps, and she tried to start doing it, and all it was doing was, like, making it, like, start jiggling on the sides, because she still had boobs.
God damn.
And Mike's like, no, I don't want to see that.
When I told them about it earlier, like they were all like, "That no, there's no way in hell." And it took me a minute, and then I finally found the video, and I showed them in Sebastian. He was like, "That no, what, why?" I don't know. Like he was so confused, and then like her voice. Like at the beginning of the video, I was like, "Look, doesn't she just look like a regular old
She
old
did, 'cause
woman?"
in her normal clothes, she just looks like an old grandma. But then she just like comes out on stage and throws off her regular clothes, and she's in a bikini, and her
I'm not
body's
gonna lie.
like, whoop.
I'm not gonna lie. And while I'm not a fan of this, I would love to see this. Somebody tries to like take her purse. Like just the scene of watching her just beat into a pole. I would love it. It'd be Mrs. Doubtfire in real life.
It's like just a little old lady walking down the road, and you grab her purse, and suddenly she's picking you up with the purse, and she's like, "Fuck!" and just starts punching, uppercutting you, while holding you up in the air.
That'd be great. That would be so great.
But like, no joke, like she pulls Terry Crews out there, and she just does this, and her arms are like this, and Terry Crews, they're starting to put their arms next to each other, and hers are like, yeah, much smaller than his.
That is terrifying. That,
I was
Like-
like, please get into like an arm wrestling match. I really want to see this.
right?
Like when he seen her walk out onto the stage, he was like, I wouldn't even dare to go near her when she's pissed off, even on my worst day. Like I wouldn't want to be by her when she's in her mood.
Yep, it is.
Yep. He's like, I gotta save this.
Nope, nope. I'm gonna see if I can actually load it in.
He's gonna try.
Now everybody gets to see if it works.
Was she tall?
No, she's tiny. I would say she's about the same height as me.
That's her. Like 2% body fat. What's going on?
Alright, we'll just do it like this.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
It's 5 minutes, okay.
That's how long it's gonna take to load, or
No. Let's see. You.
oh, there it goes. I think.
Oh, after her, at the end of her audition, Sophia literally looks at her and she goes, I don't want to be fit as much as that. She said, but I do want to be as healthy as you are when I'm 74
That's crazy.
years old.
That's absolutely crazy.
And then the dude, the other guy that was off of Modern Family, he was like, can you train me to be like that? And she was like, yeah, I can give you my personal trainer's number.
So a personal trainer taught, like, how to
Like,
do all that.
like a personal trainer and a bodybuilder.
She pays him in meatballs like on
Right.
the wedding planner. Or the wedding singer, I mean.
Hey, what's up?
The wedding singer, the grandma that was
Yeah.
sick, she would pay
Yeah.
him in meatballs.
Freaking Mike, that was gross.
What are we sitting at?
We are actually that's about it.
An hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So guys, I think that we're gonna go and call it there. We appreciate you joining us. We apologize for our little rant. But I mean,
I'll never apologize.
let's be honest. That's kind of something that was going to happen regardless.
Yeah, we do our best not to talk, but eventually when it starts affecting the community, we talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
It comes out. Like, there's
Yeah.
nothing we can...
Do
It was
that.
like the whole Corona when COVID started. Like, we didn't want to bring it up, but
Right.
it started affecting the gaming industry
Yeah.
directly
Yeah.
and every anime industry, everything we talk about, so it had to come up.
Yeah. Because eventually you just Well, that's why we stopped doing the show for like 2 months.
Nah, they
because-
didn't disappear in April like they promised.
Yeah, because like it got to the point where we couldn't talk about anything without having to talk about COVID.
Yeah.
You know, and I've got a feeling with everything, it's gonna be getting back to that. But
We'll see.
guys, until
Tuesday.
yeah,
Unless we decide to bring Pokemon Showdown live.
yeah. Actually,
hoping.
guys, on Sunday, keep an eye out for that. We're probably gonna stream that. So if you guys have a PC, feel free to download. What is it?
Pokemon Showdown.
Pokemon Showdown.
It's free.
Yeah, it's a free download. It covers every generation of Pokemon. Sunday we'll be posting like what time we're gonna go live, and that way you guys can join in. We can stream everything. We'll have chat going, and you know if y'all want to battle somebody here, feel free.
We are doing random team battles.
Yeah,
I did play one round of custom teams, and everyone's using every legendary, so that's just not point. And
yeah. So we're just gonna run randoms on everything. But until then, I'm Iron Business 01.
Okay, Bash.
Akali.
Mr. Blue, no damage.
Marmor Smith.
Guys, take care of each other, help each other, love one another, wear your masks.
Wear your damn mask.
And they go over your nose.
Yeah, over your nose.
Not
cut a
lettuce,
hole through it.
not a bra, a mask.
Not a piece of lettuce or
So it's-
Not
Guys,
not a freaking Camelot helmet either.
so guys, be good humans.
what are those gimp masks?
A scarf will work too.
I think that would actually work.
And it has
still
a zipper.
live.
So
Yeah.
it's covered there.
You guys, again, be good
You
humans.
spelled where wrong, David.
We'll see y'all on Sunday.